The first night after father died, we heard footsteps in the corridor. Slow. Heavy. Dragging. Mama locked the door and held my hand so tight her fingers shook. Nobody spoke. We just sat there, listening, as the steps moved from room to room. Then, the smell came. A strong, choking scent of blood and rotten leaves. Father had been a powerful man in the village. He was respected, feared. People whispered that he was into things, dark things. Rituals. Sacrifices. Deals with spirits. I didn't want to believe it, but deep down, I knew. When he died suddenly, Mama told us not to cry too loudly. He made enemies on both sides, human and spirit. We don't know who will come for him. I didn't understand what she meant. But now, in the darkness of our heart, I did. The footsteps stopped outside the door. A long, low breath filled the room, like someone was sniffing the air. Mama covered my mouth before I could scream. The door rattled. The lock shook. Then, silence. We stayed like that till morning. When we finally opened the door, we saw muddy footprints leading away from the house. But there was no rain that night. Days passed. Strange things started happening. Food went missing. The goats refused to go near Father's old room. At night, we heard whispers in the walls. A voice that sounded like his. One evening, Mama gathered us. We must leave this house. But before we could, my eldest brother, Jide, started acting strange. He stayed in Father's room for hours. Wouldn't eat. Wouldn't talk. When Mama tried to drag him out, he just stared at her and said, "He is not gone." That night, I woke up to find him standing over my mat, eyes wide, mouth moving, but no words came out. I ran to Mama's room. "It's happening again," she whispered, tears in her eyes. "He is trying to take one of you." She gathered us and made us sleep close to her, whispering prayers till dawn. But by morning, Jide was gone. We searched everywhere. Called his name. Asked the villagers. But deep down, we already knew. Mama finally opened Father's old room. It was empty. Except for a single muddy footprint on the floor. That was the last night we spent in that house.